but which works for some things. But definitely with drug impairment, there's really no standard. There's not a .08 that everybody can say, yes, this is where impairment is.
Driving under the influence of drugs, illegal, recreational, or prescription, how do police know for sure? They don't, but they're certainly trying. We ran a story last night that really caught my ear. Our own Michael Aaron did a piece relating to the Tiger Woods DUI situation and cases of drug driving in Texas. Turns out nearly 5,000 crashes in 2016 involved drugs, from prescription medication to illegal drugs to intoxication and drug use. Shocking numbers. Michael used two sources, Leslie Watson with Mothers Against Drunk Driving and Officer Don Martin, the public information officer with Tyler PD. The story really focused on the reality that drug driving and drunk driving are the same and the impact that they can have during a crash. Now, the story was well done, but it got me thinking, how can you be sure someone is affected by their drug use when behind the wheel? Besides a blood test, which can be refused, there's no magical drug meter to gauge the severity of their impairment. Here's what Watson and Officer Martin told Michael Aaron.
It really takes an experienced drug recognition expert to be able to identify when, drug impairment. It can be difficult to identify.
Are there no signs of alcohol? And then we can't even smell alcohol. Well, okay, so what could it be? Are they under prescription drugs? Are they under illicit drugs? Marijuana, cocaine, whatever it may be, methamphetamine? Or do they have a medical issue?
With drug impairment, for example, marijuana, there's really no standard. There's not a .08 that everybody can say, yes, this is where impairment is. Things are kind of all over the place.
Well, that's not very definitive and can certainly lead to people who should not be driving going along their way. You heard the term drug recognition expert mentioned, and I called Don Martin today, and he really stressed the importance of training during recruitment and took me through some steps officers use to identify an inebriated driver. Remember, much like Tiger Woods, a breathalyzer test could come back 0.0. Now, this is pretty standardized stuff, and it's basically the same system a suspected drunk driver would go through. Officers would put a person through 3 or 4 different field sobriety tests and also give them what's called a nystagmus eye test. That's where the officer kind of moves the pen back and forth, and the person has to follow it with their eyes. They also question the driver. Do you have any medical issues, diabetes, heart conditions, MS, etc.? Do you know the current situation, time, place that you're in? Do you take prescription drugs, and do you use illegal drugs? The actions and movements are also a factor. That's where Martin says body and dash cams are very important. If they can't pass these tests, they will be arrested. And in Texas, it is the same penalty as any DUI or DWI case. Now, Martin believes his department does a good job of handling the situation, but he does admit some people can mask their inebriation better than others. And that's where it gets kind of scary. You see, one person who takes a Xanax might not react the same way another could. And driving straight as an arrow doesn't mean you're not about to doze off at the wheel. And don't even get me started on recreational marijuana and the inability to test for that. In reality, the key comes down to 2 things: staying off the road if you've taken any medication, and new laws giving officers the opportunity to draw blood at the scene, no refusal, to keep people from squeezing between the cracks. Whether you're big government or small government, this needs to be done because it will save lives.
Well, we continue to see a good bit of cloud cover across Texas, some thunderstorms developing in the southern portions of the state. And as we take a look at that, you can see a lot of those are around the San Antonio vicinity again. We've also got a cluster of thunderstorms moving toward the coast out over the Gulf. But in East Texas, we've had just the clouds and hardly any shower activity. However, that'll change tomorrow. We do have a marginal risk of severe storms mainly along and north of I-20 tomorrow, and scattered thunderstorms will continue through the weekend. Brian?
Thank you, John. Well, there's a hospital in Corpus Christi that has some pretty special stories about patients and their treatment. Driscoll Children's Hospital goes above and beyond with a program called Monkey in My Chair. Staffers go to the classroom of a sick child to explain their illness and encourage support for that student. Bryan Boes has more.
And so it's actually been a few months because I was here when your friend Alex at first when he couldn't be at school, and now he's back. Okay? So he's over here instead of who used to be in his place. The monkey.
Driscoll Hospital child life specialist Leah Naraki goes to schools where children with cancer attend classes to explain their illness to the child's classmates.
And it's to help kind of bridge that gap of feeling isolated when they're not able to go to school.
Leah accomplishes this with a 3-foot-tall stuffed monkey who sits in for the child when they can't attend school because of treatment.
They're going to have to be away from their friends and the people they see every day.
In this case, it's a second grader named Alex Cortez.
I have lymphoma.
Lymphoma? Did the doctors tell you what that is? No? You just knew it wasn't good?
Yes.
Alex is another success story for the hospital. His cancer is in remission and he's almost done.
And tomorrow he gets to ring his bell for no more treatment.
And Valerie says the monkey saved his connection to his friends.
So most of the time when they're sick, you would think, oh, okay, well, they can't go to school, that's it. But being that there's so many children here at school that he's close to, it's nice that they remembered that there's other children his age that are going through it with him.
It's a great program because the kids were asking questions. They were wondering why Alex wasn't here. I didn't exactly know what to tell them. And when they came and explained it to the children, it was awesome because the kids really understood what was going on with Alex.
Monkey in My Chair is a nationwide program designed to help children like Alex, and this is their webpage. Alex's teacher was impressed with the program.
Knowing what they need and what matters to them and helping them to still have that positive feeling, that there's a place for them and it's not just about being sick.
Alex's classmates like to help the monkey named Ted.
We help him by taking him to other classes to show. We help him because we put him in the chair and we always say hi, and when we leave to the other class we say bye, we'll see you later. Ted help us remember Alex.
Whenever he's here, he sits in Alex's place, and whenever we see him in Alex's place, Miss Allie always says, silly monkey, you're in Alex's place.
But now that Alex's treatment is coming to an end, they won't need Ted the monkey to remind them anymore. How does it feel being recovered from this sickness?
It feels good.
And we hope it stays that way for Alex and all children like him. Bryan Boes.
All right, thanks, Brian. Well, social media and online videos are at it again, showing your kids basically the exact opposite of what they should be doing with their free time. This time, it's something that a little soap and water can't fix. We're talking about do-it-yourself tattoos, and they're not the lick and stick kind you find in a Cracker Jack box. Producer John Burnley explains this viral trend.
Dude, that old man was good.
They're definitely not for everyone. In fact, if there's even the slightest doubt in your mind, then it's probably best that you don't even consider getting one. The word tattoo comes from the Tahitian tattoo, which means to mark something. It's arguably claimed that tattooing has existed since 12,000 years BC. I've never gotten a tattoo, yet, but I've certainly considered it. And then in hindsight, I'm glad I didn't. I'm pretty sure whatever super cool thing I think I might want to have on my body for the rest of my life, I'd immediately regret. But that's just me. Like I said, they're not for everybody. But if you're considering going under the needle, I can't stress enough the importance of going to a reputable, licensed tattoo artist. But now, in this world of social media and viral videos that offer horrible advice to impressionable minds, there's a new trend that's certain to keep parents up at night. DIY Stick and Poke. The video shows a list of ingredients you likely have at home, including tools to make a tattoo needle. Then, have at it. Dip and poke. While this appears fun and easy, the technique is troubling for parents like Taylor Ennis, who is also the manager at Doomsday Tattoo.
That A, it's a video going viral online, and B, the amount of views. Kids could just be doing this, on each other with literally no idea the risks.
Because unlike your home, a tattoo parlor is regulated by the state. That's everything from the materials to the employees.
Everyone knows that there's a certain level of cleanliness.
Dr. Joe Pendon at Christus Santa Rosa Hospital says this risky practice can have lifelong consequences.
You can get infections just from using the equipment, and then you can also get infections from sharing needles with other people. You can get bad diseases like HIV or hepatitis.
So why risk it? If you want to get inked up, go to a professional. For The Edge, I'm producer John Burnley.
Don't do that. Some good advice, since typically a cover-up can run anywhere from a few hundred to well more than $1,000, and tattoo removal isn't cheap either. And from what I hear, it's actually more painful than getting the tattoo to begin with. No fun. Coming up, the story of pen pals. Get this one. 47 years of writing, calling, and now Facebooking, and now a reunion. One of their husbands played a big part in setting up the surprise.
For me, it feels great. I mean, she's getting to meet somebody that she's known all of her life and never seen face to face.
This is great. See the incredible reunion and find out what these two pen pals talked about when they first laid eyes on each other. It's coming up after the break.
Together, my world's in disguise. It's a fairyland tale that's come true. And when you look at me with those stars in your eyes, I could waltz across Texas with you. Waltz across Texas with you in my arms. Waltz across Texas with you. Like a storybook ending, I'm lost in your charms, and I could waltz across Texas with you. Oh, buddy, now.
That's a steel guitar. Yeah, I love the sound of that. That's very country-like, isn't it? Really? John's telling me what happened. That was a World War II from Hawaii, the steel guitar. I love that little sound too. No wonder they brought it over. They liked it so much. You don't? Oh, you play it in your lap? It lays flat. Oh wow, I love it. I love it. I'm not very musically inclined, but I love it. I want to say hello to Rita, Lynn, and J.K. Tucker Hammonds. I love it when I get four names. I guess it's got to be two different people, right? J.K. and then Tucker Hammond? I don't know. But thanks for the shout out today. Thanks for checking us out on Facebook Live. Had some interesting stories in that first block. Loved them. Burnley's piece on your homemade tattoos. Who's doing that? Kids, right? Talk to your kids. Okay, you're showing me the picture. Can you bring that up? No? Oh yeah, there it is. That's a steel guitar. All right, 15 seconds. All right, I'll get back to you people in the break. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Well, they've been pen pals for nearly 50 years. 50! This week, for the first time, a hill country woman got to meet her devoted pen pal, who lives overseas. The two began writing in the 1960s because of a popular TV show. Reporter Jeremy Baker was at the airport when the two friends finally met.
And we're finally going to get to meet in person. So this is really exciting. I've been waiting for this for a long time.
47 years to be exact. That's how long Casey Gray of Spring Branch has been writing, calling, and now Facebooking Jackie Elliott, who now lives in Australia.
In March, her daughter got an internship over in Canada and wanted to surprise her mom, give her Mom's Day present, and went to Canada with her mom, spent a couple of days, and then she handed it to her mom, the ticket.
Casey's husband, Randy, played a big part in setting up the surprise.
For me, it feels great. I mean, she's getting to meet somebody that she's known all of her life and never seen face to face.
And finally, 2 months after the surprise was revealed, and a few more minutes after Jackie's plane got in a little late from Toronto,
I see her.
Hugs and tears long overdue.
I just sat and cried because I couldn't believe it. I just looked at the ticket and said, no, it's not real, and because Casey hasn't said anything.
As were the Yellow Roses of Texas and a pillow welcoming her to the Lone Star State and into the arms of her friend of nearly 5 decades.
He used to collect thimbles, and I would send thimbles from wherever I went. So yeah.
I've still got them.
We still look the same. We do. 8 years old. That's great.
A great friendship built on years of long-distance communication.
What can I carry?
Oh, that is awesome. The good old days. Nobody has pen pals anymore. Video of a local 7th grader performing a powerful slam poem in her middle school classroom has gone viral. It's called, "Why Am I Not Good Enough?"
You can eat that meal. You are 1 in 7 billion.
Hear this young girl's words that are leaving many speechless and some even in tears. You'll see why producer Libby wants to share her story. It's coming up after the break.
If I should stay, I would only be in your way, so I'll go. But I know I'll think of you each step of the way. Bittersweet memories, that's all I am taking with me. Goodbye, please don't cry, 'cause we both know that I'm not what you need. And I hope life treats you kind. And I hope that you have all that you ever dreamed of. And I wish you joy and happiness. Oh, but above all of this, I wish you love, and I will always love you. I will always love you.
A junior high student in Phoenix has gone viral after performing a powerful slam poem in her classroom. It all started with 6 words: "Why am I not good enough?" William Pitts met up with her to ask her what inspired her.
Olivia Vela is only in 7th grade. Her assignment, a poetry slam about a topic she was passionate about. She picked her own life, and it was incredibly real.
Why am I not good enough?
It makes me sick to my stomach every day, dealing with feelings of fearing what other people think about me.
Even though you spend hours trying to look pretty, you will never be as good as those other girls at school. But you don't even like these people. They cuss and they make dirty jokes a lot, and they laugh and make fun of you. Because these popular kids are like the royalty of the school, and apparently what they say and do goes.
I strive at school to do my best. I want to be a straight A student, but some of my classmates, I never want to be as smart as you. You're too smart.
You take each comment, each judgment, each assumption, each opinion, each strange look, each remark, each criticism, each review, each report, each assessment, and with it, your self-esteem plummets. I just want to be accepted. But skipping meals and marking up your wrist isn't going to fix that. You are beautiful, you are talented, you are capable, you are deserving of respect. You can eat that meal. You are 1 in 7 billion.
I just remember,
most of all,
seeing people teary-eyed.
You are good enough.
I also saw some people that had picked on me, not avoiding contact. They wouldn't look at me. My mom wakes me up almost every morning just like, look what this person said, and look what this person said. And
I'm a little proud. We were watching TV together and I was like, Livy, there's 500 views. And we just thought that was neat to see.
For a long time, I felt like I was the only one that felt this way. But after seeing all these comments and feedback, I know I'm not the only one.
You look at other girls wishing you were them, but other girls are looking at you wishing they were you.
Olivia says she's heard from people all across the country, boys and girls, all identifying with what she said. William Pitts, 12 News.
Well, sometimes the internet's not all that bad, is it? All right, you know, here on The Edge, we love our pets, and so do some big, strong firemen in Fort Lauderdale. After the break, we'll show you a nail-biter of a rescue in Florida. This one of a little kitty that got stuck in a storm drain. Aww. It's after the break.
Heartache number one was when you left me. I never knew that I could hurt this way. And heartache number two was when you come back again. You came back and never meant to stay. Now I've got heartaches by the numbers, troubles by the score. Every day you love me less, each day I love you more. Yes, I've got heartaches by the numbers, a love that I can't win. But the day that I stop counting, that's the day my world will end. Heartache number three was when you called me and said that you was coming back to stay. With hopeful heart I waited for your knock on the door. I waited, but you must have lost your way. Now I've got
Well, firefighters in Florida worked Tuesday to rescue a kitten that was stuck in a storm drain on a busy Fort Lauderdale roadway. This kitten was stuck in the drain pipe under the westbound lanes of State Road 84 just west of I-95. The kitten had been in the drain for some time and was fighting against the tactical rescue team's efforts to actually free it. A deputy spotted the kitten when it was in a different storm drain area about 300 feet east of its current location. Crews had been working on the rescue for more than an hour without any success. When they tried to flush the kitten out, it got stuck or ended up clinging to something inside the drain. That's a kitty for you. Their efforts were finally met with success, and the small black kitten was flushed out of the drain finally. A fire rescue spokesman said there's no life too small for them to count out and do what they can to save it. Anything for a cat, anything for anybody. Love firemen. All right, after the break, if you're a Nutella fan like my daughter, you won't want to miss this. Hope you're watching, honey.
hello walls. Hot things go for you today. Don't you miss her? Since she up and walked away, and I'll bet you dread to spend another lonely night with me. But only walls, I'll keep you company. Hello, window. Well, I see that you're
Hey everyone, one segment left. We're talking about all the country music today. There's a reason we're playing all these certain songs today, and I'll say that at the end of the show. It's not the best of reasons, but we are talking about this country music. How many people like the old country better than like the newer country? And when I say older country, I'm talking about, you know, 50s, 60s country, like what we're listening to, compared to, I don't know, to 90s? Now, yeah, it started being a lot different in the 90s, right? I prefer the older stuff. I prefer like the Hank Williams Jr. and I prefer that stuff, but not everybody does. They like the new, you know, Shania. Don't get me wrong, I love the Dixie Chicks and Shania Twain. I like that stuff, but if you want to sit me down and listen to country music, I'm going to watch Hee Haw and listen to some of the old stuff. I really enjoyed that stuff. Let me know if you're on here. I know there's still a few people on here. Let me know what you think here on Facebook Live. Thanks for tuning in. This is our final break, so we'll see you again tomorrow. Thanks for watching, everybody.
You know I can't sleep, so won't you bear with me a while? We must all stick together, or else I'll lose my mind. I've got a feeling she'll be gone a long, long time.
People in Chicago going nuts for Nutella. They lined up early this morning to get inside the new one and only Nutella Cafe. Some people were out as early as 5 this morning to line up outside Michigan Avenue. Visitors can enjoy Nutella-filled crepes, Nutella-topped waffles, and Nutella-stuffed cookie sandwiches, just to name a few. The place is packed, of course, welcoming its first customers. The first 400 people ordered their choice for free. This is the company's first restaurant in the world. I have a feeling I'll be there at some point. All right, well, that's a wrap. A tough day here at The Edge. Our thoughts are with producer Libby, who lost her dad last night after a fierce battle with cancer. If you're one who prays, maybe say a prayer for the Shaw family tonight. We're thinking of you. Good night. We'll see you tomorrow.
And Papa, and down the road I look, and there runs Mary, hair of gold and lips like cherries. It's good to touch the green, green grass of home. Yes, they've all